Dun po sa version na originally final ninyo, give us a very concrete example, no? How would that exactly put an end to these political dynasties?
Kahit pag-usapan ng isang pamilya o sige, may batas na tayo, bawal ang political dynasty, saan ba tayo pwede maglagay ng tao? If you were to apply the Akbayan version, if you have one incumbent, then in any position, whether national or local, wala nang ibang member dapat ng pamilya nila na pwedeng maupo o mag-succeed doon sa kanyang
Anywhere in the
gusto.
Philippines, basta.
Yes, ang pinaka-exception lang namin sa barangay. Pero everything from higher than barangay, municipality, city, province, legislative district, party list, kasama din yung party list sa amin, at national elected positions, hindi pwede.
Okay. So example po, merong isang senador ngayon. Kunwari, example lang po, no? Itong mga Villar. Okay. Pag nasunod po yung version ng Akbayan, what would happen to the Villar family as a political dynasty?
Isa lang sa kanila ang pwede maupo.
Yung tatakbo sa susunod na eleksyon, isa lang po ang pwede.
Yes.
Okay. So,
Sabi ng iba, sobrang radical yon, sobrang drastic yon. Pero kung talagang ang objective natin ay mabigyan ng pagkakataon ng ibang mga maraming qualified candidates dyan na pwedeng tumakbo. Kaya lang ay dehadong-dehado sila dahil hindi sila, ang magiging kalaban nila ay political dynasty family. Isipin nyo lang yung resources, yung history, yung makinarya ng isang political dynasty family. Tapos kakalabanin mo. Then, wala na talaga eh. The chances of them ever running and holding public office are really small. Kaya ganito yung isinusulong namin na bill.
Apa. Gusto ko pumuntahan yung more specifically yung practical application ng version ng Akbayan. Kasi technically, pwede niyo pa naman pong ilaban yan, hindi po ba? Pagdating sa plenaryo. Tapos eventually, pa nagkaroon ng BICAM. Di ba pwede niyo pa pong ilaban yung version niyo? Tama po ba?
Yes, pwede pa naman.
Okay. Pag-usapan po natin yung specific and practical application ng Akbayan version. Example nga, dun sa mga bilyar, no? So, kunwari sa susunod na election sa 2028, let's say lumusod yung version ninyo. Let's start somewhere, no? So, mag-uusap yung Villar family kung sino yung tatakbo for what position. Tama po ba? And then what happens?
And then, once that person runs, then wala na dapat pwedeng tumakbo o umupo galing sa pamilya nila within the 4th degree of affinity or consanguinity.
Okay. So, kunwari ang napag-decision po nila, sige, isa yung tatakbo sa pagkasenador. So, dahil meron ng tumakbo, wala nang tatanggapin ng COMELEC na certificate of candidacy from any of their family members within the 4th degree, anywhere in the Philippines for whatever position, except barangay. Tama po ba yan?
Yes. At ang reason namin dyan ay we have had political dynasties in our country for centuries. And if we are serious about ending that, then it must be done in one bold stroke. If we continue to allow this, then maghahanap sila ng paraan na gawin mas malusaw yung susunod na version niyan, etc. And in the end, maaring hindi rin makakamit yung talagang hinahingat sa loobin at pangarap ng ating saligang batas na ma-prohibit na ang political dynasties.
Paano naman po? Paano mag-uusap yung mga pamilya? Kunwari hindi sila nagkasundo. Hindi, gusto kong tumakbo. Gusto ko rin tumakbo. Tapos lahat, sabay-sabay po sila nag-file ng COCs for whatever position. Paano po siya isa-settle?
If I remember right, mabibigyan sila ng pagkakataon na i-settle. Otherwise, it will be the COMELEC that will decide.
Pag ganun po, paano ba application on? First to file a COC? Or paano po ba yun? Draw lots? Or toss coin? Kasi diba may mga pamilyang hindi magkakasundo hindi po ba? May mga ganun
Sa dami kasi ng mga version, I better make sure
pero miski miski yung opinion nyo lang po. I mean, how do you think that can be settled realistically?
Well, in the other versions, ang ginawa nila ay kung hindi walang magwi-withdraw, they will draw lots and to see who
Okay.
will be the one who can run. Ang sa amin kasi is there is a period for filing a petition for disqualification.
Mm.
So that is basically what will determine who will be disqualified.
Opo. Kasi ang iniisip ko diyan ganito, no? Kunwari, Sara Duterte nag-file ng candidacy for president. In-announce na niya, tatakbo siya sa pagkapangulo. Kung susundin yung version ng akbayan, wala na ni isang Duterte ang pwede mag-file ng COC for any other position. Dahil meron ng Sara, hindi po ba?
At sa tingin namin, yes, kailangan na kailangan ng bansa yan. Kasi kung sasabihin natin na tunay tayong demokrasya, then given the situation na political dynasties have lorded it over so many provinces in our country and both also in the national scene, dapat lang mabigyan ng pagkakataon yung iba na hindi lang naman sila naman ang qualified na manungkulan. Marami pa namang iba na pwedeng manungkulan na yun lang, wala silang resources, hindi sila bahagi ng isang political dynasty family, wala silang makinarya, kaya wala silang, dehadong-dehado sila pag sila itatakbo.
Paano naman po yung yung posibleng go around diyan ng ilang mga political dynasties? Kunwari, assuming lumusot po yung version ninyo, okay, isa lang ang pwedeng tumakbo per family. Pero pwede rin siguro sila magpatakbo, hindi po ba? O mag-sponsor ng kanilang mga bata. Ibu-boost nila yung resources nila ron. And then common knowledge dun sa lugar kung saan sila tatakbo. Bata ni ni Dynasty 1. Ito bata ni Dynasty 2. So para magkakaroon ng proxy war. Yung ganyang situations po, how can that be addressed?
Well, at least yung ganun situation, hindi sila assured na magiging tuloy-tuloy yung loyalty ng ipoproxy nila. As we have seen in several local government situations, I recall in Makati and I can think of some other situations na may pinatakbo yung isang pamilya pero later on, nagsarili yung nanalo. Kasi once na nanalo siya, syempre siya may hawak ng kapangyarihan doon. At hindi naman solid na necessary na tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung susunod-sunod lang siya doon sa dating kumbaga nag-sponsor sa kanya.
Opo.
That's one.
Isa pa po.
Second is that we have to start somewhere. And while we cannot plug all the holes in one go, at least let's plug all the familial relationships. Yung mga as by fourth degree of affinity or consanguinity.
Doon po sa version nyo, kunwari natapos na yung term. Kunwari senador, no? Hindi po ba? Eligible to run for re-election yan. So 12 years. Pag nakatapos ng 12 years as senator, yung isang family member, bawal tumakbo for the same position, yung kahit sino kamag-anak po niya, within the fourth degree. Tama po ba?
Yes. Covered din ang succession sa aming bill.
Pero pwede po ba yung kamag-anak tumakbo for another elective position, not necessarily for senator?
If for example, you have an incumbent senator or member of Congress in this Congress, then whether let's say he will run for re-election in the succeeding Congress, siya pa rin lang ang pwede. Hindi pwedeng tumakbo yung iba.
Pero kung natapos na nga po yung term niya, kunwari nakatatlong term na yung member ng House, di ba 9 years po yun, dun sa succession ban ninyo, hindi pwedeng tumakbo yung kamag-anak niya within the fourth degree for that same position, hindi po ba? Pero for other elective positions, pwede po ba?
Under our bill, that would also be covered. Na hindi siya pwede.
So kailangan magpahinga ng isang termino?
Yes.
Okay. Tapos paano po yung ano lang no, thinking out loud kasi alam ko ito yung mga arguments ng iba eh. Example, napakaganda po talaga na intention niya no dahil hindi natin dapat pinapayagang concentrated ang kapangyarihan dun sa ilang mga dinastiya o pamilya. Pero minsan yung may mga magkakamag-anak lang talagang by blood no, pero they're not necessarily sharing the same resources, benefiting from one another. Perhaps they're planning to run in a faraway area compared to the area dominated by a relative within the fourth degree of consanguinity. Willing po ba kayo magkaroon ng compromise sa ganung pagkakataon?
Kaya nga sana ang inaasahan namin ay magkakaroon ng talagang tunay na exchange at debate even at the committee level. Kasi wala naman party, whether it's Akbayan or another party, that has all the complete solutions to everything. There's no perfect bill, especially when you're talking about political dynasties. But we wanted, the reason why ang approach namin ay i-formulate as much as possible yung pinaka-broad na political dynasty bill so that we can look at the other versions and then come up with something that we can say will really be a genuine anti-political dynasty law. Hindi naman namin sinasabi na yung aming version ay yung perfect version na wala dapat babaguhin doon. Willing naman kaming makinig sa iba. Pero dapat ang pinanggagalingan niyan ay wawakasan dapat itong napakalaking problema ng political dynasties.
So, hindi po ba nangyari?
So for example, in the example,
Go ahead,
sa halimbawa na binigay mo, Christian, let's say during the committees, lumabas yan at nakita namin na, sige, oo nga, no, baka naman sa ganyan na klaseng sitwasyon ay hindi naman ma-perpetuate yung political dynasty. We would be very willing to be open about this. No. Yun lang, medyo as we began this conversation, nadismaya kami na parang walang ganun na exchange, walang ganun na openness on the part of the people involved in how this happened.
Yun nga po yung concerning dyan. Kasi kung masusunod yung version na ito, mukhang lalabas, di nelegitimize lang yung political dynasties as they exist now with very, very few refinements. Di parang pinalakas pa yung dynasties. So, meron tayong batas laban sa political dynasties. So legit itong ginagawa namin, hindi po ba? Mas nakakatakot yun.
Yun yung isang talaga nakakatakot na epekto. So, for example lang, let's say, hypothetically, ang lumabas at the end of the day, tapos House, dumaan sa Senate, magkaroon ng final na batas dyan. And let's assume that that law will allow, sige, pwedeng isa sa national, isa sa local, o baka more than one pa nga in either or both. Then, at least as far as the situations allowed are concerned, the political dynasties will be free to put the weight of all the resources in making sure that for generations to come, hawak na namin ito. Na palagi tayong magkakaroon, let's say, ng member ng Congress sa legislative district o kaya senador o baka, another member, and also one in the local. And mabuti kung tigi-isa lang yan. We have yet to see what will happen to the bills. And we really cannot predict kung ano yung magiging final outcome niyan.
Okay.
Basta as far as we're concerned, talagang itutuloy namin at ipaglalaban namin na ang dapat overall na objective nito ay wakasan na ang hold of power being concentrated in the hands of a few.